name's Bob Redman. I'm from Urban Bee Company, and we're here for the Sustainability Fair today to talk about sustainable agriculture in the city, and specifically through the lens of honeybees. This is what a frame of raw honey that hasn't been extracted yet looks like. This is pretty much fresh from the hive, and the bees have just covered it up with wax. And what I do is take that and slice those wax caps off and more or less dump it into a jar. And that's why we end up with something like this, which is wildflower honey from Ravenna, up north a little of Seattle Central. And if you tasted this, you would taste a backyard garden.
Well, we're part of an organization called Community Alliance for Global Justice. And then underneath that organization is a project called the Food Justice Project. And it's based out of Seattle. Earlier this year we published this book called Our Food, Our Right. It's the second edition, Recipes for Food Justice. And it's just a book really about local and global stories for change. The Trans-Pacific Partnership, some people from the Washington Fair Trade Coalition wrote a couple articles in our book which are really good about local stories. We profile a couple different farmers in there from Mara Farms who are just doing a lot of work to kind of reclaim the food system, grow their own foods, and make sure that people have access to good, clean, healthy food.
My name is Patrick Loderhose. I'm here with Supper, which is Seattle Urban Permaculture. It is a practice, education, and resource, and the umbrella company is Permaculture Now. And right now what we're doing is we're running a 9-month permaculture design course with 50% hands-on. So we have a couple gardens. We have a perennial garden and an annual garden in Wallingford, and we're transforming parking strips and backyards and any space we have available into food production, whether that be perennials or annuals. Wallingford is, you know, it's a relatively progressive neighborhood, but we have access to a lot of the green strips and the and also pocket parks where we're going to be trying to create food oases away from, you know, to make fresh food available for people.
Hi, my name is Webster Walker and I work at Central Co-op. Central Co-op is a grocery store. It's a consumer cooperative. It's been in business for 35 years here on Capitol Hill in the Central area, and it's dedicated to sustainability in food and agriculture so that you can buy food that you believe is good for people and the planet. We are members of the National Cooperative Grocers Association with 133 other co-op grocery stores in the United States. But then each one is also owned by people in the community where they do business. Like we got 12,000 people who own Central Co-op who live in these neighborhoods, and so we try to meet their needs. That's the thing about a co-op, is it's designed to meet the needs of the people who own it. You know, we were founded for the purposes of getting access to healthy, natural food, which you couldn't necessarily find in the 1970s at your Safeway or whatever.
My name is Tomlin, and I'm here today representing Seattle Works. We're a local civic engagement nonprofit. So you can think of Seattle Works as like your volunteer matchmaker. We have all sorts of entry points for all sorts of different volunteering opportunities. Maybe you have a free Saturday and want to help clean up a park. We have a project for that. Or maybe you want to serve on a nonprofit board or a public commission. We have a training course and help placing you on board. Our big project that's coming up is on May 18th. We're getting over 1,300 people all across Seattle to volunteer on the same day for Seattle Works Day. And then afterwards we're having an after party at Seattle Center. So it should be a lot of fun, and volunteer with your peers.
My name's Melissa Young, and I work with Moving Images, which is a local nonprofit documentary production company. And we make documentaries for PBS, for activist groups, and usually it's around issues of social justice and the environment. This film, Shift Change, is really looking at a broad idea of sustainability, that we need decent work and we need jobs in industries that are not polluting. And if we have worker-owned and run enterprises, we can have a lot more input and control over what they're doing in our communities. There's a lot of examples of this type of business, and I would say one of the strengths of the film is the stories are told by the people who are working in those places, who are themselves the worker owners. And so you get a real taste of what it might be like to work in such a place and what some of the advantages might be. And there's even people in Seattle who are talking about encouraging such cooperative businesses here.